Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another game with your Ensworth Tigers against the MUS Owls. Sorry for starting a little late. Tigers get on the board, 1-0. Davis Blair scores on a power play goal, drawn by Ethan Starling. Starling at the dot, wins the draw, bringing it back in, over to Thornton Elliott. MUS, one of the better teams the Tigers are going to play this year. Very well coached, very well disciplined, and really physical. Cooper gives it over to Davis Blair. Blair already with 1 goal so far in this game, scoring on the power play. Giving it over to Jen O'Rear. O'Rear back pedals. Over to Withermer Jones. Ensworth's trying to set something up here. Withermer, ooh. Oh. Got the defender to shake there. Try to make a pass to the middle. That pass gets picked off. MUS now playing it back. Ensworth going to their 10-man ride to start off every game. That is their defensive strategy. Going up, playing it up. Known to be a pretty good tender for MUS. MUS bringing the ball back in. Now over to the right side. The Owls now have it behind the net. Back up top to the left side. Tried to load up for a shot. Took it back. Back up to the top. MUS rolls down. The Owls moving it around the perimeter. Back down low. Back up top. Over to the side. Back down low. Up top. So the Owls have played 2 teams similar to the Tigers. They beat Nolensville 8-3, and the Tigers beat them 7-3. And they played NBA and lost to them 7-5. Good shot there by the Owls, and an even better save by Jonathan Drobny, getting his first save of the game. Wilcox gets it over to Johnny Lax. Lax over to Matty Gray. Matty Gray checking back in the game after he was ruled out against Brentwood for an illness issue. Now bringing it up for the Tigers, number 16, the sophomore, Jen O'Rear, over to Rishi Patel. Patel over to Blair. Davis Blair also was hit late in the game, had to get checked off the field, went to the doctor, he got cleared. He's able to play and will be playing for the rest of the game. Teddy Graff suffering a 2-game suspension, won't be able to play against MUS and CPA. Cooper now with the ball on the right side, loses it. And here comes MUS. The Owls bringing it in on the right side with speed. The long pole shot. Save made by Johnny Lax. Second of the game. Withermer Jones bringing it up for the Tigers. Over to Thornton Elliott. Elliott now with speed on the right side. Down low to Casey Newchow. Newchow posted back up to Cooper Rice. Cooper Rice with the game winner in overtime against Brentwood last night. They were down. The Tigers were up 10-6 in the 4th quarter. Brentwood had an amazing comeback, tied at 10-10, and the Tigers took it 11-10 in overtime. Looking to see if they can feed off on that win. So far, looking pretty good. Cooper shaking over to the right side, trying to find something in the middle. Continues the possession shot, and a save made. MUS now with the fast clear, and here they come. MUS now going over to the side. Up top, shot! And it goes wide. The chase won by the Owls. Owls checking back in. The roster comparison in size is very vastly in favor of MUS with like maybe 10 more guys than the Tigers have. Owls. Shot. And it goes wide. Chase won by MUS. Owls now setting it back up in the offensive end. Going around the perimeter again. Now on the right side. Back down low. Over to the right side. Fakes a shot. Shot. Save made by Johnny Lax. Third one in a row. Davis Blair over to Johnny. Johnny over to Will. And the Tigers regroup on defense. Johnny. Pass lands in the hands of Rishi Patel. Patel bringing it up. Over to Jetto Rear. Power play coming up for the Tigers. Thorndelli now giving it back behind the net to Casey Newchow. Newchow now walking out. Over to Cooper Rice. Rice up to Jet O'Rear. Over to Davis Blair. What is that on the field? Oh, a glove. From Davis Blair was dropped on the ground as he tried to make a move. Tigers going to the power play. 6:17 left to go here in the first quarter. Wilmer Jones now setting it up on the power play, giving it over to Jen O'Rear. O'Rear over to Jones, back over to Davis Blair. Blair over to Cooper Rice. Rice over to Casey. Newchow back over to Rice. Rice. Played in front. Casey Newchow scores! The power play delivers again. Casey Newchow scores. Davis Blair gets the first one, both on the power play. And it's 2-0 Tigers with 5:53 left to go in the first quarter. MUS gets the ball now. Back to their offensive pressure. So far, penalties have hurt them in the game. Ensworth 2 for 2 on the power play. MUS going around the perimeter. So far, not too many like grade A chances. A lot of like semi shots from the outside. Kind of just dancing around. Shot off the back of the net and goes out of bounds. The chase won by the Owls. So far, the Tigers have 4 shots. Johnny has made 3 saves. Vice versa, MUS has 5 shots and 1 save from the goalie, allowing 2 goals early. Score 2-0 here at Ensworth. MUS now back on offense. Back over, up to the top, closing in slowly. The Ensworth defense really not giving much for MUS to work with, other than the outside, which is probably what they want. MUS shot off the crossbar and out of bounds. Chase won by the Owls again. Fun fact, MUS's coach is one of the reasons why Coach Parker is here now. Coach Parker and him were rivals when Coach Parker coached in South Carolina. Mateo Scala trying to bring it up for the Tigers. Steps on the ball, and MUS gets the turnover. Bringing it in the zone. Shot, and it gets blocked. Shot again. That gets blocked. MUS sets it up. Back to the top. Fake shot. Over to the right side. In front. Shot. Save made by Johnny Lax. Johnny. Over to Will. Will. Over to Jet O'Rear. O'Rear over to Blair. Here comes Davis Blair. So much commotion from the Tigers bench. Wilmer Jones now with the ball on offense. Back over to Jet O'Rear. O'Rear over. Scratch that. O'Rear just got the ball from Davis Blair. O'Rear back over to Davis Blair. Blair on the left side. Back down low. Casey Newchow spins. Back over to Blair. Blair over to Cooper. Cooper shimmies. Shot. Scores! Cooper Rice! An absolute dart into the top left. 3-0 Tigers, 2:40 left to go here in the first quarter. The Tigers dominating here, 3-0. False start, Ethan Starling. MUS gets the ball. Man, this offense is boring of Memphis University's. They just go in a circle. Shot. Not even close. Chase won by the Owls. Ball back up top, and let me guess, back in a circle they go. Man, Brentwood put up a better fight than this. Shot! Save made by Johnny. The Owls they're really good at picking up the rebound. Ball skips by Mateo on the retrieval. 1 versus 2. Couldn't do much there. MUS gets the ball right back. Around the world they go. Back up top. Shot. And it goes way wide. Chase won by the Owls again. The Owls with 10 shots. 4 saves by Johnny. 6 misses. MUS. Down low. Back up top. Fake the shot. Wilcox guarding number 1. Max Robbins guarding the guy beneath the net. Shot score! MUS gets their first of the game. Number 18 buries one from the top. Not much you can ask for Johnny to do their made 4 consecutive saves in a row. That's what's going to happen if you keep giving a good team good shot opportunities. 35 seconds left to go in the quarter. So far, pretty good on defense. Will Cox, Ethan Starling, Mateo Scala, Matty Gray, Max Robbins, Johnny Lax, and Jack Arnholt. Ethan Starling wins the faceoff, bringing it up himself, trying to split the D. He does. Timeout. Tigers. 24 seconds left.
Well, I clicked start streaming, so Sam's audio is getting recorded.
But you didn't click to start recording?
No.
Okay.
10 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Jenna Rear shot. Save made. Goalie dumps it deep. Picked up by Johnny. Johnny shoots it right back. Oh my goodness. It's like a weird hop on the goalie there. That will do it for the first quarter. The Tigers up 3-1. If we haven't been recording this whole time, that's some technical difficulties that we had. Not our fault. Yeah, just thank number 7. Ethan Starling wins the face-off, gives it over to Will Cox. Will Cox over to Thornton Elliott. Elliott's swinging around. Coach Alex was cracking up about the sin bin joke. Davis Blair over to Withmer Jones. Jones now on the right side, makes a move over to the right, beating him with speed. Over to Davis Blair. Blair tries to shoot. The ball gets poked away from him, and here comes MUS the other way. The Owls flocking in. The long pole shot, and a save made by Johnny Lax. So far, a hell of a game from number 0 in white. And here comes Cooper Rice. Over to Withmer Jones. Over to Davis Blair. Blair over to Jenna Rear. Rear over to Thornton Elliott. Now over to Withmer Jones. Cooper Rice takes a move over the middle, gets a screen from Davis Blair. He falls down, shot. Oh, good save there by Joel Hobson. Hobson. That's my fault. Oh, empty net. Where's Johnny? Oh, there he is. The Owls. MUS. Over to the right side. I mean, MUS just like bore me to sleep already. I mean, they just go around the net. Shot, save made by Johnny. Johnny with 6 saves today already on the day. Will Cox back over to Johnny Lax. Back over to Will. Will, deep all the way to Matty Gray. Matty Gray. Over to Grayson Gardner. Gardner, over to Jenna Rear. Rear, over to Davis Blair. On offense right now for the Tigers, Davis Blair, Rishi Patel, Ethan Starling, Jenna Rear. Offsides. MUS ball. Bringing it in. Now on the right side. Oh my God. They're going to do the same thing, aren't they? Around the perimeter. I mean, there's no way this is a strategy. Just like. In front. And they score! MUS. Finally make a pass to the middle, and it pays off. Buries it into the bottom slot. And it's 3-2. We knew that this game wouldn't be easy no matter what lead the Tigers have. The Owls didn't come to Memphis for no reason. Didn't come from Memphis for no reason. MUS gets the ball back on offense. Setting it up. Looking to see if they can tie the game here midway through the second quarter. Shot. Scores! And it's tied. 3-3. Oh no! Mateo Scala had the ball across the halfway mark and it falls out. And it goes out of bounds. And here we go. MUS with 15 shots on the day already. Shot save made by Johnny. Chase won by the Owls. Ball up to the top.
He's just not came back from a torn ACL.
MUS over to the right side. Back up top. Aired pass. Get out of bounds. Ends with ball. Johnny. Good save there by Jet O'Rear. Over to Withermer Jones. Jones back to Jet. Jet over to Davis Blair. Blair over to Cooper Rice. Back over to Blair. Blair over to Jet O'Rear. Back over to Withermer Jones. Back over to Jet. Back over to Withermer. Jones over to Davis Blair. We need to get some more shots on net. Only 8 to MUS's 16. That's a stick to the face. Davis over to Jet. Jet down low. Over to Thorne. Usually Casey is the one behind the net. The sophomore taking it back to his domain. Casey over to Cooper. Cooper to the middle. Shot. Thorne using his body trying to get the ball. Tiger ball. Casey on the right. Bodying his guy in. Shot over the top. Ends with ball again. Thornton. Over to Jones. Jones. Over to Casey Newchow. Gets a pick from Jet. Newchow over to Blair. Blair. Shakes. Trying to find a middle gap. Shot. It goes wide. Ensworth ball again. Okay, more shots on net. Need them to be a little more accurate, but we're getting there. Timeout. MUS. Thornton. Over to Jones. Jones. Over to Blair. Blair over to Rice. Rice. Finds gap. Shot scores! Rice is nice. And it's 4-3 here in the second quarter. Star P with the second goal of the game. And Ensworth retakes their lead 4-3 here with 3-2-1 left to go in the second quarter. Starling back at the dot. Face off. One. Oh, Mateo Scala bobbles it. That's unfortunate. And MUS will have it on offense. Shot. Scores! And that lead, you could say it evaporates. We're back at 4-4. 16 seconds back in the lead. How does he still have it? Oh. What is Johnny doing? That went in? And it's a goal. And the 10-man ride gets exposed. What was Johnny doing? What is this? I know, yeah. I mean, he did everything he could. Unfortunate situation he was put in there. It's okay. MUS with their first lead of the game. Shot. Scores! Oh, man. MUS has turned on the heat. And they are scorching. It's 6-4. Face off won by Ethan. MUS ball. The Owls bringing it in. Now go behind the net. To the point. To the left side shot. And it goes wide. Chase won by the Owls. Will. Now with the ball over to Johnny. Johnny over to Matty Gray. Matty Gray over to Mateo Scala. Scala over to Jones. Ensworth setting it up. Shot, scores! Davis Blair gets one back. And it's 6-5 with 35 seconds left to go here in the first half. Tiger ball. Timeout, Tigers. We'll be back. 31 seconds left to go in the first half. 30 seconds left to go in the half. Tigers down 1. Cooper Rice with the ball. Running in on the right side. Over to Blair. Blair over to Casey. Casey over to Jones. Jones shot. Save made. Deep ball from the goalie. I don't know if that was intended or not. Johnny gets it. Launches it right back down. MUS shot. And that's going to do it for the first half. MUS has a lead of 6-5. We'll see you guys all for the start of the third quarter. MSU. Welcome back. MSU wins the face-off to start. Sorry, I always get the last two letters wrong. MUS. The Owls bringing it up. Flying down the middle over to the right side. Just lost the handle. And the Owls set up. Coach Parker not happy about something on the sideline, yelling and chirping at the refs about it. Ball down low. Out to the side, and I mean, up to the top, to the right, across. Get out! Get out of bounds! It gets out of bounds. Ensworth ball. Johnny over to Matty Gray. Matty back to Johnny. Johnny back to Jet. Jet over to Withermer. Over to Cooper Rice. Jones over to O'Rear. Jones. Over to Thornton Elliott. Elliott. Back over to Jones. Jones over to the right side. Back over to the left. Back over to Davis Blair. Davis on the right side. Down low to Casey. Over to Cooper. Cooper. Takes it back. Left side spins. Lost it. MUS ball. The Owls. Ball dropped behind the net. Oh man, Max Robbins had a chance to pick that up there, just missed it. MUS to the top. Pass blocked by Will Cox. Pass out in front. That gets blocked. And Max Robbins picks it up. Look at him go. All the way across half. Ball back in favor and in possession of the Owls. They get across half. Up to the top. The Owls setting it up back on offense. So far, no goals. To the side, back up to the top. Shot. Save made by Johnny Lax. Will. Getting pressured. Oh my goodness gracious. Score! That 7-5. Owls take the lead by 2. Miscommunication there on defense. Will thought he was passing back to Johnny, went out of reach, and MUS had a free goal. Will picks up the ball after the face-off win by Ethan. Ensworth ball. Cooper brings it in. Now on the left side. Stops up. And maybe that's what the Tigers should do. Maybe they should just circle the perimeter. Jet a rear now. Over to Whitmer Jones. Over to Davis Blair. Blair now bringing it in on the left side. Shot. Just wide. Ends with ball. Casey now brings it in. Lost it. MUS picks it up. He said, 7-5, the Owls beating the Tigers. Ball up to the top. Now over to the side. Down beneath the net. Back over to the top. Back down to the right. Back to the top. Over across. Down low. Shot. Save made by Johnny. Chase won by the Tigers. Matty Gray bringing in the ball. Over to Thornton Elliott. Jones. Deep pass over to Blair. Blair now into the zone. Over to Jet. Jet down low to Thorn. Thorn. Over to Casey. Casey cutting in. Casey scores! Casey Nuch. Oh, they're calling it off. He stepped in the crease. Unfortunate for the Tigers. Deep pass does not connect, and it's going to be Tiger ball going the other way. Grayson Gardner. Over to Thornton Elliott. Blair. Can't find a step on his defender. Back down low, Casey. Casey lost it. Tiger ball. Davis now. Tigers offense a little bit subdued to the first half. Thorne over to Cooper. Cooper now. Nice swim move. Over to the middle. Shot just goes wide. Chase won by the Tigers. The goalie for MUS picks it up. Passes it out to the side. Man, how did he bring that in? Now he's cutting into on net. Out in front. Shot. Score. MUS takes an 8-5 lead. Timeout, Tigers. Eight five. Owls. Owls win the face-off. Shot. Goes out of bounds. MUS wins the chase. A minute 52 left to go here in the third quarter. Tigers down 3 goals to the MUS Owls. Shot. Blocked. Matty Gray picks up the ball for the Tigers. Over to Cooper. Cooper switches with him, and the Tigers set up on offense. Interesting little ball back over to Jet. Over to Jones. Flag. Tigers going to the power play. Number 51 in blues going to the sin bin. And the Tigers 2 for 2 on the power play so far today. This could really be great for them if they take it to their advantage, making it a 2-goal game. 30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Power play. Casey. Jones. O'Rear. Jones. Blair. Rice. Time running out. Ball out. Thorne. In front. Cooper shot. Save made. And that will do it for the third quarter. See you for the start of the fourth quarter. MUS ball. Welcome to the fourth quarter. Tigers have 12 minutes to try to tie this game. Power play already expired. Tigers got to take advantage. Thorne flying in. Shot. No, doesn't shoot. Casey now with the ball. Cutting around Cooper. Out in front, Thorne shot. Kind of just spiked it into the ground. Jones, O'Rear, Rice. Rice mishandles it. Gets it back. Spin move. Lost his stick. Over to Blair. Blair shot. And it goes wide. Jones in front. No one there. Owls pick it up. Owls bringing it up. Over to the side. Shot. And it goes wide. Matty Gray bringing it up. Crossing half field with ease. Over to Cooper. Shot. And it goes wide. If only we had Teddy Graff out there. Cooper. Over to Jones. Over to Blair. Blair on the left side. Spins back. Back over to Cooper. Cooper. Over to Jones. Jones shot. Bouncer. Save made. Chase won by the Tigers. Blair. We need to get shots on net. Shot count is 19-26 in favor of the Owls. Oh boy. Owls ball. The Owls passing it around the perimeter again. Shot. It goes wide. Chase won by Memphis University. Shot. Score. Oh boy. Ensworth hasn't scored a goal since the end of the first half. Face off won by Ethan. Ethan bringing it in. Shot. Bounces over the net. Chase won by the Tigers. Casey. Over to Cooper. Cooper behind the back. Blair scores! It's been a long time coming. Six to 9. Tigers down 3. 7 minutes and 26 seconds left to catch up. Finally get a goal. Maybe it changes the momentum a little bit. And Ensworth got a penalty. Ethan Starling is going to the box. That's their Ensworth's first penalty of the game. Unlike last game where they got actually a bunch. And it cost them late in the game. .720 left to go. MUS up 3. Score 9-6. You'd think their power play strategy would change. Up in front, shot, and it goes wide. Chase won by the Owls. Down low. Back up top. To the side, back down low. Behind the net. Back out across. Up top again. Back up top. Fakes the shot. To the side. Down low. Behind the net. Penalty expires. Shot. Out of bounds. Chase won by MUS. MUS shot. Over the net again. Another chase. Won by the Owls. I don't know what this huddle is over here, but. Jones now bringing it in for the Tigers with daylight in front of him. Down low. Back up top. Jet shot. Save made. Oh, MUS ball. MUS out in front. Time slowly dimming away. Shot. It goes wide. MUS wins the chase. Shot. Blocked. Ooh, and Grayson Gardner's feeling that one. Spin. Out in front. Shot. Wide. Chase one. Ends with ball. If I was coach, I would take a timeout. Maybe if we get a goal. Johnny. Over to Jones. Jones get across. Oh, no. MUS shot. Save made by Johnny. Wow, what a save. Jones bringing it up. They have got to shoot. They don't have any time to just dangle and dipsy doodle. Thorne. Over to Davis Blair. Blair. Shot. Score! Davis Blair! The Tigers aren't done yet!
Yeah.
7-9. Ensworth down 2. 2:43 left to go. Face off won by Ethan. Timeout Tigers. Right as Will was falling down, they took a timeout. We'll see you guys all after the timeout. Tiger ball. An owl can't win, but a tiger would. Two minutes, 36 seconds left. What is happening? Oh, Cooper's stick just... Timeout. MUS. 2:22 left to go here in the game. Tigers down 2. MUS with the ball flying in on the right side. Posting up behind the net. Just dimming clock. Defense has to get on him. Shot. Score! Goal. 10-7. I don't know what happened there in the defensive rotation, but Johnny wasn't even in the net. Oh, man. 10-7. Tigers down 3. A minute 54 left to go in the fourth quarter. MUS with 36 shots on the day. Face-off won by Ethan. Over to Thornton. Tigers down 3. If they want any chance of coming back, they got to get shots on goal. Thornton over to Cooper. A minute 25 left. Down low. Deep pass connects. MUS ball. And the Owls wasting clock. Clock now down to 33. MUS controlling the ball in their offensive end. Ten seconds left to go. Sadly, Ensworth is going to take the L today. This game, it doesn't really matter. It matters for, passion and, just love of the game. But this doesn't affect anything of regionals. The big game is on Tuesday against CPA, probably the biggest game of the year. So we will see you guys all for that game. Go Tigers. See you later.